Umbra is a childhood favourite of mine and a legendary set that is loved by many. But is this set all that it's cracked up to be? And what about the pieces that come in this set? Are they any good? Can you use them to build your own custom creations? Well, let's dive in and see if Umbra does indeed hold up all these years later. So let's address the elephant in the room. Umbra is a set with no exclusive pieces. Pretty much every new set that came out at least came with something new. But not this guy. It was an interesting choice by LEGO. This was a limited edition special set, but you could argue there was nothing special about it. It almost feels like the LEGO group just had a bunch of leftover parts, and a designer just kind of threw together Umbra and said, well, hey, why don't we sell this? And so they did. So with all this, it really feels like this should lead to a bad set, right? I know some people certainly feel that way. You'd think, yeah, this is boring and unoriginal. But thankfully that is not the case here. And why is that? Well, let's start off with Umbra's staff. I mean, it looks exceptional. It makes use of two Bionicle weapon elements. These are the same pieces that came on Motoro and Huki. And as the box shows us, they of course light up when you press the button. Which, that concept alone excited the pants off of me as a kid. And Umbra, of course, continues this. These weapons are being recycled. But man, the stuff looks so cool with two separate light-up colours. Yeah, this reminds me of when I was a kid, when I loved Star Wars and I couldn't decide whether or not I thought blue lightsabers were cooler, or if I thought green lightsabers were the best. So you better believe that whenever I made up my own custom Jedi, the character would have one green lightsaber and one blue lightsaber. Because I think we can all agree that's cool as heck. And I guess Umbra just kind of captures that same vibe. It's the best of both worlds rolled into one. It's a multicolored light up blade. It feels so fresh and it looks incredibly cool. So thankfully, despite the fact that they're recycling pieces, the LEGO group found a great way to take an old idea and make it feel fresh. We also have a colour scheme of silver, dark green, and Keat orange. Colours that, yes, we've seen before, but we've not really seen them rolled together in one like this. Again, it's a repeated concept, but it does feel fresh and different. But the best part about this set is that, yes, he has rollerblades. It's nice and simple, just making use of some LEGO tires and wheels, but you better believe that this is the coolest thing in the world, and as a kid, I was obsessed with this. Heck, as an adult, I am obsessed with this. It's a total blast to pose him in all these dynamic poses. It's great to roll him around at the speed of sound. More Bionicle sets need wheels on their feet. It just makes it so easy to play with, and so fun to play with. We also see the return of that Ratuka spinner. The last time we saw this was a year ago in 2005 with the Hordika sets. So bringing it back a year later, yeah, it doesn't feel as fresh, I think that's fair to say. But come on, it's cool as heck to see this slapped on the front, and it will always be fun to launch these. I also don't mind seeing Wenua Metru's mask returning. I do wish that we'd got this in like a dark green recolor or something. It would also be nice if we just got a totally different mask. But hey, he still actually does look pretty cool wearing this, so it's not the end of the world. For a set that should be boring and unoriginal, he's packed with so much charm and all sorts of distinct and different assets. Umbra is an absolute delight of a set. I think he still holds up today. But I must say, the pieces that are included here, well, they are pretty great. Let's break down what we get and see how you can use them to build your own creations. We begin with Umbra's mask. Another alternative for how you could use it is if you got two of them and you use them for knee pads. That's exactly what Lord Oblivion has done here. Yeah, the way that this kind of protrudes outwards. There's something very dynamic about how this looks. Up next, Umbra uses a couple of these pieces on his arms, specifically his lower arms. And yeah, whenever we see these in sets, they make up lower arms or lower legs. That's kind of exclusively how they are used, for the most part. But Velocijactor shows us how good these can look on upper legs. Because that's the thing, right? Most characters and creatures, they have very sturdy, bulky thighs. That's often just how anatomy works, right? So the natural shape of this piece being a little bit bulkier on the edges, well, it looks sensational on a thigh. I like it. Or why not do what Komoro Knight has done and use it to armor up the waist? This is good, it fills out the bottom very nicely, and it even beautifully transitions up into the torso. Bit of a different way to use it. Good to see. What about Umbra's wheels? Well, if you remove the rubber tyre and you just focus on that light grey element, you could do what Brazy Bonkles has done and convert it into an arm design. Very stylish. Oh yeah, and then you also get 10, that's right, 10 of these silver Borok eyes. Perhaps you could do what Fu Min has done and just get 4 of them and convert them into little spiked toes. You know, the way this is built, they'd even be posable. Umbra's lower legs, they make use of these Paraka leg pieces. They've got quite a nice shape to them, don't they? Inspiration to Creations, they use them here on the upper leg instead of the lower leg. And this is the same story as before. The rounded shape that they've got, it looks good for a thigh. And it looks even better when you cover up that exposed ball joint at the front and you give the character some cool looking knee armor. Very fancy. Also included are some Kitorange hand sockets. Kotorak makes use of this part by combining it with a few Technic lift arms. It's a very simple but effective way of creating a more customized upper arm. Well, okay, technically this is a yellow version of this piece, not the Kitorange version, but you could still build this, it would just be in a different color. But yeah, hey, if you're looking to customize your upper arms just that little bit more, building a frame like this will lead to plenty of customization opportunities. Just use slightly bigger axles and pins and you can branch armor off of this with ease. Or leave it unarmored like this, it still looks pretty good. And finally, Umbra's torso, it includes 1 of these Metro Feet pieces, again in Kitorange. So hey, why not take this one piece and do what Ozkabot has done, and turn it into a head design? Well, more of like a nose and head design, it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal here. But yeah, this is the perfect use for this piece. It caps things off very nicely. Wonderful, that's a few ways that you can use these pieces. And now here are 2 revamps of Umbra. We'll start off with Forge of Ataka's version, and hey, this has a nice custom mask. Of course, we all wanted to see this set with a brand new mask, and I think this scratches that itch. And also, this is a very good fit aesthetically. It looks a bit more like a medieval knight. And you know, the story for this character. He's a good guy and he's on a mission from the Great Beings to guard the legendary Mask of Life. He's a knight with a very noble mission. And I just think the energy of this mask perfectly reflects that. And then he's also got a bunch more silver armor, a little bit more than the set had, but yeah, using that CCBS armor with that mask, it's a perfect pair. All these upgrades, they do wonders for this character. It makes them feel perfectly fresh, but he's also still close enough to the original. I love to see it. And now for Brick Brickelson, and this is their revamp that is titled Umbra Darkest Light. Oh, I like this new weapon. Just 2 solid beams of red and blue, and then a very simplistic frame around it. It's a different approach, but you know, it's good to see a hot new take. And also, the way that it ties into that middle section, I almost get the sense that this could rotate around like a helicopter rotor. Or like the lightsabers on the Inquisitors in Star Wars. I mean, can you imagine? Umbra shooting around at lightning speed with his roller skates, and then at the same time, he's rotating his blade and spinning that around as fast as he can. Oh man, that's cool. Now, on the subject of roller skates, they are far bigger, and he's even got more wheels on this revamp. But something I really appreciate is the kind of structural frame of this leg section, making use of Surge's Hero Factory arm pieces. This looks nice. It's a good robotic, mechanical looking design, but it also feels very lightweight. It looks like this could bend and flex, which just kind of makes sense. It's a good approach. And then now he's got like tentacles coming out of his back. Yeah, like I said before, the builder described this as Umbra the Darkest Light. It's an interesting take for him for sure, adding a touch of evil to this very good character. Dope. So that's my thoughts on Umbra, the pieces, and a couple revamps of the set. Are you a fan of Umbra? Or, I don't know, does he not really do anything for you? Let me know in the comments below. And then actually in the description below, you'll find links to everyone I spoke about today. be sure to check out some of their other stuff. But thank you for watching everyone, happy building, and bye for now.